Good afternoon, Ehsan Ahmed here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Another day, another video in my car. Today we are going to be carrying on from our previous two videos, just in regards to virtual assistants and how they can be utilized across a real estate business and businesses in general. Over the last two videos, we spoke about how a virtual assistant can assist within property management of a real estate agency. And we also spoke about, in the second video, about how virtual assistants can assist with lead generation across more businesses than just real estate. But in that particular video, it was about a real estate agency. In today's video, I'm going to be going into a little bit of depth about how virtual assistants can assist in regards to social media. And this is something that I'm going to be sharing and talking about directly in relation to my experience. So this is based on something that I'm currently implementing and I'm figuring out myself as well. Like yourself, I'm a small business owner. It's tough as a small business owner. You don't have much support. You learn, you make mistakes, and you grow. And like yourself, I am doing the same. So I started to take social media seriously probably about 3 or 4 months ago. You know, for me, this is serious. You may not deem this as serious, but from my perspective, you know, I committed to hiring somebody who's full-time on my own personal social media, and that person is responsible for ensuring that you know, my content is edited, etc. But more importantly, I committed to producing content at least once a week. So I'm just going to talk about that and how I've implemented it myself personally, how the virtual assistant has helped me, and how you can do the same. So first and foremost, it all starts with a commitment, which is now in place. So we have a fixed time where once a week we want to record, as I'm doing right now. And the aim is to not so much focus on producing content around a specific niche. It's just about firstly getting into the flow and habit of actually producing the content. So how does a virtual assistant help me? So with the virtual assistant, her job, first and foremost, is to do almost like a research on competitors or people who I respect within the social media space or whose accounts that I like. So that's very, very easy for me to pass across to her. And that's something that she can analyze. So she doesn't have to be a social media specialist to analyze certain trends within an account. Okay, that's the first thing that we do. So analyze the trends based on the accounts that we like. Number two, once that's done, we want to create a plan over a 2 to 3 month period. So for example, in month 1, I want to start producing 10 to 15 pieces of content for the month. In month 2, I want to ramp that up to 20, 25. In month 3, I want to make it once a day at 30. Okay, so once you have that intention, what I've done is I've then worked backwards. So rather than just producing and posting, I've spent, before I went live on this particular cycle of social media, I spent a number of weeks just drafting up the content and the exact type of content that I was going to be posting once I eventually went live. So that can easily be done on a spreadsheet where basically, you know, you have the date, you have the title of the video, and then within that you can create bullet points for a script. That leads me on to my next point, which is for all of the content that you're producing, it's very, very good to have at the very minimum a script, if not bullet points. This particular video is being done off bullet points. So yeah, once you have that, that's now, you have a structure which you can follow. You don't have to post every single day. So you don't have to produce every single day, but if you have a time block for producing that content can then, your virtual assistant can then cut that content and edit it accordingly to be posted for, you know, 2, 3, 4 weeks at a time. Now, once that's done, you have now your plan, you've now got your script, you have your content recording times. Obviously, your virtual assistant can get into the grips of basically editing your videos. Now, again, this is where the misconception is. You don't necessarily need a social media specialist to start editing videos, because you can get certain apps, like for example CapCut, Captions, and they do 90% of the work for you. So you just get a raw video, you plug it into the app, and then it comes up with captions, it comes up with B-roll, and again, it just goes to the point that you don't have to have a specialist. Pretty much anyone can do this. Okay, so we're now at a stage where, like I said, we've got a social media person who is now responsible for planning our content, who's now going to be editing our content via the apps, and scheduling it in for posting. So again, for scheduling, you can use bespoke apps, or you can use things on you can use the apps themselves. So for example, on LinkedIn, you can schedule posts quite quickly. You can do the same on TikTok as well. But yeah, scheduling is not too hard. If you can get into a cycle of scheduling, that's really going to help. So once that's all in play, you now have content that's being produced, you have content that's being posted, and ultimately, from my perspective, you start with quantity, and then the plan is over time to build up quality. So I don't know how this video is going to come across, but from my perspective, I just want to get it posted. I want the content out there because I've committed to posting. Okay. Now, another thing that the social media virtual assistant can do for you, this whole video is based on a personal brand perspective, by the way. I'm not talking about a company account, I'm talking about a personal brand. And within the personal brand, one thing that I found really helps engagement, especially on platforms like Instagram and TikTok, is getting your social media assistant, or virtual assistant in this case, to go and start commenting on 25 to 50 different accounts a day. You're going to be surprised when an account with your name is commenting. People who are relevant in your field, especially people you follow, are going to be coming onto your page. You're going to increase reach and engagement on your page. And again, it's very easy to do. So hopefully this video gives you an insight into how social media can be utilized from a personal brand perspective using virtual assistants. And I've just highlighted how virtual assistant without specific skills within social media can also be utilized. So yeah, hopefully this is helpful. If anybody has any questions or queries, please feel free to get in touch with me. I'm more than happy to assist. As I said, Right Recruit for us is a passion project, and we wanna bring virtual assistants to the masses, especially in the UK where it's not being utilized too much, to help scaling entrepreneurs and business owners to increase and grow their business at a fraction of their cost. Thank you very much. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope it's been valuable, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.